I want to deal with 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 40 and down. I want to give y'all a little context. Elijah had prophesied that there was going to be a great famine. This is the story. This is right after the whole Jezebel situation and him having to destroy the prophets of Baal and calling the fire down and having to prove who is the one true Lord. He's also coming back there right after that. He's coming back to tell them, hey, you know what? He's telling the king, I hear an abundance of rain that's coming to relieve us of this famine that has been on the land these last close to 4 years. And he tells them, hey man, eat, get you something to drink, man, get ready to saddle up and get back. And the king, listen, especially after what just happened of him, him calling that fire down. Okay, so it's rain coming. And what we want to glean from though is Elijah going up on Mount Carmel, and he's praying, kneeling down with his head in between his legs, like we used to do those tornado drills. He's praying in that manner, and he has his servant up there with him, and he sends the servant out after he finished the prayer. Send the servant out, man, go check to see if that rains, if you see signs of that rain. And the servant comes back and be like, nah, I don't see nothing. Then he goes back to praying in that manner, and then he gets up, tells the servant, hey man, go out there and see if that rain's out there. And he doesn't see something. This continues 7 times. On the seventh time, the rain, he came back. He said, you know what? I seen a cloud the size of a man's fist. All right, and that was just enough for for Elijah to saddle up, man, and try to hurry up and get to shelter, because he knew this rain was about to come in. And as he's getting there, said the Lord gave him a certain strength, where he ended up beating the king back to the city. But the lesson there is just a persistent prayer, man. That you may not see the signs initially, and patience and persistence with your prayers. You may not see these things the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. But you got to continue to be persistent. You got to be as persistent as a lot of these folks is going to be calling around tax season, wondering where they refunds at. Has my refund got there? Hello, yeah. Is it there yet? No, it's not there. And then they call back the next day. What's the status on my refund? And they call, and they don't lose faith in that refund. They don't lose faith. You got to have that level of persistence with your prayer that you don't lose faith. It's coming. You know it's coming. But you can't lose your faith and stop calling the Lord. Stop calling and checking in on the status of that thing. Just like these folks gonna be doing, or they probably doing already. Those early files, I guess you could file a little early, and they call, and then finally you get the answer, Mr. King, we got some good news for you. We got your check up here. We got your check, and then you done got a special strength like Elijah, and you running down there to that tax office to receive that check. All right. And another thing too is that you're not expecting a check if you didn't prepare or file your taxes. If you didn't plant seed, you're not, that rain that you look at, it's not going to be beneficial. You're not looking for the rain because you didn't plant nothing to expect a harvest. All right. That Hosea 10:12 tells you to sow righteousness and reap mercy. Break up the fallow grounds of your heart. You got to be able to receive a good seed, and when that living water comes in, that you can reap, and you can harvest righteousness. All right, and receive mercy and reap mercy which we all need because we've all fallen short. But you have to be planting also. All right, you have to be making preparations for the rain. You know, that's what Elijah was pretty much telling um, King Ahab, man, go ahead, get you something to eat and go and make your journey. All right, because the rain's coming. You also need to be making preparations for that rain, to receive that rain, to benefit from that rain. You can't just be sitting there. You can't just be calling the tax office and you ain't filed no taxes. All right, I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.